region, I do speak a lot, my colleagues do speak a lot on education and transforming education, especially more about the 21st century skills and how we need to develop our teachers, how we need to look at ways of changing the paradigm of education. Okay, because in this region we have a lot of issues in terms of children or young people who don't have the vocational skills, so how do we skill them up? So there's a lot of things which are going on and which we need to address. In terms of us, our focus is on mainstream and non-traditional learners. We do a lot of it's a blended approach, and I'll show you what I mean when we go into the live sessions. And we are also approved by Cambridge International, so we have a virtual academy dealing with right from primary all the way to A levels on IGCSEs, GCSEs and A levels. We are also a partner with NOCN, which stands for National Open College Network, which deals with everything from functional English all the way to vocational skills in various different sectors. We also provide teacher training and mentor training as well as CPD, because I think there was a UNESCO report last week out where we have a huge problem from teacher training and a shortage of teachers. Okay. So we believe that everyone has equal value and should have access to high quality education around the world. So education is not a luxury, it's a necessity if you're going to hit our 2030 goals of sustainability. Okay. So we as an organization are very much committed to the sustainability goals of UNESCO 2030. We are very much a quality assured organization. We have been inspected by the Ofsted, which is the UK equivalent of, they come in and they give you 24 hours notice to come and inspect your schools, right? And we are the only organization of our kind who has been inspected 3 times, and every time we have been getting good or good with outstanding points. We're also the only organization of our kind which is registered in the Department of Education as an independent school. Section 41 means that every child in the UK who's got special education needs can access funding from the government by using us. Okay, and you have to go through a huge amount of process and quality assurance to get that stuff. And we're also an apprenticeship training program providers as well in the UK. So our ethos is very much entirely inclusive education, very much about providing pathways. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, where you are, whether you're in a village, whether you're access, as long as you've got access to the internet, you should have education. So that's our way of working out. We are very much driven by professionalism. Teachers are trained effectively, continuous training going on, and that the most important thing for our centerpiece is every child has right to education. Right? So that's what we believe in. Holistic and approach learners. These are the kind of children we started with, right? And now in the mainstream, so you'll see some of the video clips. We work with schools where we're providing English language and mathematics as boosters. We're providing boosters in places, in libraries, you know, and stuff like that. So we're actually providing A levels to students in schools who don't have the subject specialists as well, right, in the region. So we moved right from this group to complete whole system there. One of the things is, you know, everybody talks about learning barriers. For me, these are barriers to learning. So how do we unpick those barriers? And we have our own way of doing it. So this is our academy, which basically is online. Everything you want is there in a school. Absolutely everything is there. So we have live teachers, we have support groups, we have community people. Everything is there, except we're online. Okay. So I'll just go through. So we can provide curriculum anywhere, anytime, any place. Okay. And for that, it could be anything from last 2 years of primary all the way up to A levels, pre-university. In the UK, we are starting with adult education as well. In Thailand, we're working with companies where we're providing English language We are also working with teachers who want to learn English as well. So for us, it's everything is just there. Right. We have also full reporting for the schools. All the technology is owned by us, except one technology piece. Everything is owned by us, but we don't sell technology. We sell a good educational provision. Okay, but as soon as you start selling technology, we become an MBA company. And we can partner people like UVTech and everybody else. So for us, by being an education organization, we have lots of partners we work with. Okay, so in Cambridge International offer here, in this region, we can start off with anywhere along the Cambridge programs. You've got a lot of schools here which may not have the teachers, may not have the places to enough students to require a teacher. We can help and support that. We can also work within the, one of the things Keith and I have been working on is what we call the Mixed Learning Zones, which we work within the schools, we work within the centers, and we could create in your bookstores as well to provide, so right from English, basic English and basic maths, all the way to GCSEs and levels. Okay, so that's one area. The other one is the NOCN. Not everybody's going to be a doctor, engineer. There are people who will have vocational skills, will need skills, because this region needs a lot of technical and vocational skills. Okay, so how do we get that out? What do we need to do to provide those skills? And then one of the things which I went around the region this week, I've been here 3 weeks now, and I've got another 3 weeks to go. One of the things which was very much eye-opening for me was not only the level of English literacy, but also the level of national language literacy. To drive vocational skills, we need to improve the level of national literacy and national numeracy. Right. So we are now looking at, and we're working with in Brunei, with the University of Brunei, to see how we can help and develop the local Malay literacy and numeracy programs. Okay, because I think that's critical for us to make sure our youngsters get the vocational skills which they will need to do various jobs in the future. So an NOCN allows us to provide a British vocational qualification, which means there's a passport to international job markets as well. Okay. So in terms of results, our results, considering that our learners may not be going to full-time schooling, are fantastic. I mean, this year, this is last year, this year, 98% of our children got passes. Of that, 66% got A stars to C equivalents in GCSEs. And A-levels, we had a 100% pass rate. So this is interesting because they don't normally go to schools. So they are actually doing either home study or working from centers outside the schooling. So that's us. I just want to share with you some video clips. This is our corporate video, but it will give you an idea about what we do all the way through. Okay. So these are our teachers based out of our Stockton office. We're just setting up, like I said, we set up a center in Brunei. We just launched that for daytime hours.
Lots of different ways that people communicate. You should be able to see your reaction and your see how smart comes in.
So that's our teachers and Stockton, and that's how we deliver live. I want to show you about units of sound. This is a low-level literacy to bring them up to high-level English literacy. So, so it's about units of sound, working on sound, not the phonics.
On this screen, the letter A gives the sound A in every word. The unit of sound is A. Say that sound. A. The letter A is a vowel, and A is the short vowel sound. 2 words, each with the A sound. Say the words before me if you can.
So you can speak into the microphone and then come back and say whether you pronounce it correctly or not.
Has. A block of 4 words, each of them ending in the letters A-T, giving the sound at. At. Mat. Dad.
And I think this is very good for the memory as well, to improve your vocabulary. So, and this is the online reporting feature, so every school or students or parents would know where their children are at any time. This is an example of another thing we're doing in Thailand. Schools in primary and schools for English and math. And the teachers are based from the UK.
Text here. One day in winter, I need finally get next to this.
The last part is how actually a teacher teaches. I want to show you that. So this is a science chemistry subject.
Okay, I'm going to number them. So use the numbers to help you tell me the differences. Next, I'll see. Okay. Emily, I'm going to make you a presenter.
So here's written here.
Can you write down the formula for both of them? The formula, so how many carbon atoms, how many hydrogen atoms? Just put it onto the slide. So number 2 has less hydrogen molecules. Which group of hydrocarbons does number 1 belong to? What group of hydrocarbons did we look at on Tuesday? Emily, if I do the first one, can you do the second one? For the first one, I've got 2 carbon atoms. How many hydrogen atoms do I have? 6. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. Can you do that for number 2? Second diagram.
So it is very interactive.
Are they crude oil?
Yeah, it's part of a group of hydrocarbons that we looked at for crude oil. It begins with A. Can anyone remember?
Alkane.
Yeah. And can anyone remember the name of this alkane? It's got 2 carbon atoms, not methane. Well done, Emily. 2 carbon atoms, 4 hydrogen atoms. Excellent. Ethane.
Okay, so that gives you about what time?
1 minute more.
Okay. I would just want to, because again, when you talk about after school club or something, I just wanted to just share something with you which is very important for sustainability. About 4 weeks ago, I signed an agreement with UNESCO in Moscow to talk about how we can develop enrichment programs, and I just want to share a small clip of that, if that's okay. I will not, and then we'll take up any more time. this is what I want to show you. So that the whole thing is about giving. I mean, I keep on saying to my students, look, gray-haired guys like me screw up the. It's up to you, young guys, to solve if you're going to survive. What we need to do is give them the basic, the tools to do that. So what we've done is we've created a curriculum for 10 weeks to start working with children, young adults, to start seeing how we can get their 4 C's in critical thinking, collaborative, creativity, and communication systems. And then what you saw about the badge craft. You see, in the schools, we do not have qualification of soft skills. The badge craft which we have created is a European Union digital badges, which works with and giving them badges. Anyway, I'm taking up time. Any questions? I'm here for the rest of the day. But the one thing which we are looking at is looking at the bookstores to see how we can roll this out.